The guy that doesn't usually put the candy outside dumps all the candy. Big Tupperware bowl, nice size, perfect. Put it outside. We come back, Tupperware bowl gone.
Took your Tupperware?
Took all the candy and the Tupperware.
Welcome back. Double coverage with the McCourty twins. J-Mac here, D-Mac to the right. We're back. Another episode. Here we are, as you know, in Dev's awesome basement.
Awesome basement.
Not so awesome, but we won't really get into that. As you guys know, you can find us on YouTube. You can find us on iTunes. And wherever you listen.
Mama, we made it!
To your podcast, go check us out. All you have to do is search Double Coverage with the McCourty twins. And as always, you can find us on social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All you have to search is at McCourty twins.
We got all that.
We are there. Quick shout out to our partners here at Double Coverage, Boston Medical Center, Embrace Kids Foundation. Those two great organizations we've been able to partner with to tackle sickle cell. For any more information, all you have to do is go to tacklesicklecell.org and check that out. Upcoming events, chances to donate, awareness, all of that good stuff. And also our friends over at NormaTec Recovery Systems. As you know, what they are doing, helping them. We're trying to help them as they help athletes push boundaries to exceed their goals, recover faster, increase circulation, and conquer sore muscles with the NormaTec, the ultimate recovery for today's athletes. If you guys want to check out NormaTec, you want to purchase some boots for yourself, hit pieces, whatever it is you need, all you have to do is go to www.normatecrecovery.com. Go learn about it.
That NormaTec gonna come in handy for the bye week.
Yeah, you got to rest up.
They package it nicely too. You throw it over your shoulder, take it with you.
32 years old, you got to recover, man. You got to use this bye week to your
It's
advantage.
a little different. Oh, I'll be remiss. Let's take a moment. Today's Tuesday, November 5th, but yesterday, Monday, November 4th, 2008, years ago, Barack Obama was elected president, becoming the first African-American president in the United States of America. So we'd be remiss if we didn't mention this on the show today. It was a great moment, especially now. You fast forward 2019. It always feels good to think back to when Obama was first
2008, where were you in life at that point? 2008.
I was in college, and I think everybody in college, if you were like me, we walked in the locker room that next day, and we had that Young Jeezy bumping. My president is black. So I mean, it was a great moment in history. Shout out Young Jeezy.
That's how you age yourself. When you start to look at historic moments, you're like, oh, 2008. Where was I in 2008? And depending upon who you're talking about, I remember being in the cold tub in Tennessee with Andre Johnson, and he was talking about how he was on the Texans, and I'm just like, dang, I thought I was old. He old. He was in the NFL. You know what I mean? So when you think back at stuff like that, think about.
And it's cool. I just finished Michelle Obama's book, so this is all like it's
when
all
you
running
go in the
together.
locker room tomorrow, ask some of the young guys where were they at in 2008 when Obama was elected president. It's gonna age you.
We should video that too.
You're gonna feel pretty bad. Hey, there you go. That's a nice little segment you just thought of right there.
A great way to start off breaking news.
Breaking news.
That was my idea.
We got a bunch of guys going on IR. Is that point in the season?
Mayo used to tell me when he played football, 100% injury rate.
100.
100%.
Not 95.
If
100.
you play, you will get hurt.
100, not 90. Cam Newton, Deshaun Jackson, Tremaine Johnson, Malcolm Butler, Quan Alexander, all
just to name a few.
All starters, integral parts of their team, going on IR. And at this point in the year, you go on IR, that pretty much wraps up your season, I guess you could say.
It does.
So,
it doesn't pretty much. It wraps up your season.
No, there's a chance those guys can come back. I think it's like the divisional round of the playoffs.
You sure about that?
Maybe I'm wrong, but
yeah, I don't think you're right.
Because I think you got to be on IR for like 8 weeks. Yeah.
Oh, because this is the last week because of the bye week.
Yeah.
We have 7 games left.
Yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about.
About 85% season's over.
But as you talk about guys going to IR, guys are returning from IR. We got Nick Foles coming back, being named the starter. The Minshew Magic will go back to the bench.
I'm not a fan because we said this was a year of the backup.
Yeah.
That's over for
But,
my
I mean,
man
at the
Gardner.
same time, Nick Foles is kind of in between the year of the backup. He was the backup in Philly.
No, this is the year of the backup this year. Nick Foles was just elite last year and the year before. But this is the year of the backup.
Yeah, we won't talk about the year before. Breaking news, Josh Gordon headed to the West Coast to Seattle.
It was cool. I saw his Instagram. He was at the game watching. Seen him at Jacob Hollister. 2 touchdowns. The walk-off touchdown
fellow identical twin. So shout out Jacob.
Shout out Jacob and Cody. Cody was filming everything straight to IG as Jacob was playing. So always respect the twin.
What kind of impact do you think JG can have out there in Seattle for them?
I think he had the same type of impact he had for us when he first got to the team. Of obviously an explosive wide receiver, veteran type of guy. I think he'll get to go in that locker room. They've already have something good working. Pete Carroll seems like a great coach. Seems like he always has his guys playing at a high level. So I'm excited for JG to get a new surrounding and really have an opportunity to flourish. I think when you get to play with a guy for, longer than just a year and you get to know him and you watch him grow, especially, as an older guy in the locker room, you're always excited when they get new opportunities and have a chance to advance their career.
I mean, one of the biggest things that might have broke news over the past week, Popeyes chicken sandwich is back. Did you get one yet?
I haven't, but it's kind of sick though, because I think someone got killed over this, in Maryland over Popeyes chicken sandwich. Absolutely ridiculous. But the lines are long. Like this is, I think everyone kind of thought this was a joke. Like the last time I remember going into work and hearing on the radio that guy was saying he had a friend who was taking them out of the freezer. So when they ran out, he was selling Popeye chicken sandwich for $20 a sandwich online on I can't think of what's the name where you could go buy
Craigslist?
stuff. On Craigslist. $20 a sandwich on Craigslist. So the phenomenon of Popeye's chicken sandwich is just out of control. Like it's ridiculous.
I want to try one, but I refuse. I was talking to JC in the locker room today, and he said, I forget which Popeyes he went to, but he said the line was all the way outside. And he said he saw Sweet Feet inside eating chicken. And he was just like, dang, I guess Sweet Feet must have waited in this line. I was like, I cannot wait in a long line for a fast food chicken sandwich. Like I just will not commit to
I'm going to try to
of,
get one, though, because it's too many people saying that it's the
but
best
like you're
sandwich.
Devin McCourty in the New England area. Like you walk up to there, they're probably going to tell you to come around back and just hand you like 10 chicken sandwiches because they're like,
don't make stuff up.
You're a legend.
Let's not make stuff up.
I see you sporting the safety squadron.
Clip your nails.
The safety squadron T-shirt.
Yeah, always.
That's the new one?
This is the new one. So I think we've been doing this about 3 or 4 years, just a safety squad. You see us. We got 3-2, 2-3, 2-5, 2-1, 4-3. Nate, Do, me, Pat, T. Brooks. You like that?
Yeah, we didn't need a roster update. Last thing, breaking news. How'd you do in fantasy football this week?
I lost.
Who'd you lose to?
Every time I win one, I lose one. I lost to your wife.
Wow.
I win one, I lose one.
Wow.
Fantasy's tough, man. Like, Dalvin Cook was an automatic. He only
Before
got 15.
you get into all that, so could one argue that she knows more about football than you?
Yes, she does.
She.
If you ask a stupid question, you get a stupid answer. Yes, she does.
I was sitting at home and I was like,
but think about this: if she knows more than me, then that means she definitely knows more than you, because I know more.
I don't play fantasy, but
we said about football.
I was talking to her tonight, and I was just like, man, we got to put together our notes for the podcast. I was like, we slacking a little bit this week.
You didn't think I knew she?
We're running behind.
Was the reason.
She was like, make sure you mention that I beat Dev in fantasy football this week.
She doesn't even listen to podcasts anymore, but you still did that for her, sucker.
Let's talk about breaking down this Raven game. So obviously, took our first L.
Let's wrap it up fast
of the season on the road. Pretty cool environment to play in though. Loud in there. They were fired up. Had the whole blackout and all of that stuff going on. But obviously a good Baltimore Ravens team ran the ball effectively. Were able to create turnovers, and we just didn't do a good job of starting fast first and foremost, and being able to play well enough throughout the entirety of that game.
Yeah, it's like we always talk about, man. You go on the road against a good football team, there's things you have to do. You have to play well to start the game, and it doesn't mean you're going to automatically lose, but those are things that you want to do. We talked about you don't want to go in the game and just get down. Like, you go in the game and, middle of the second quarter, you're down 17-zip. Be like, you're in for a long night. But I think that goes to show, I think losing is always
We did battle back from that standpoint, continue to fight.
Losing is always a humbling experience. You go out there, you lose. I don't care who you are. I don't care how many games you won or how many games you lost. Each time you lose, it makes you go back to work, because no one likes that feeling. But like you said, always proud to be on this team, because, I said it after the game. Hard work has never been something that this team runs from. Like, we embrace hard work. So back to work this week, trying to put the loss behind us, but also figuring out how to improve, how to get better. The things that we didn't do well in the game, you want to improve. And now it's a bye week. Jumping into the bye week, the things we haven't really done well for 9 games now, you start to see patterns. You start to develop who you are. Those are things you want to watch and fix. And in the NFL world, this is what we call a week to self-scout. And that's what we'll do. It'll be very vigorous. Usually some tough meetings to get through when you're self-scouting. You go over everything.
Yeah.
And you already went over everything.
Yeah, that's the tough thing because, like you said, you're self-scouting. So they'll post. We'll be watching plays from the first game, Pittsburgh Steelers, and like the play will come up, and as a player, if you had a bad play on that way, you can remember as soon as the play comes up, like, and you like, I tried to forget about that, but that's part of that kind of growing pain to be able to get better as a team and get to a point of where you want to be. Like you just said, a bye week is so important, first and foremost, to self-scout, but second, to get healthy. Obviously, like you started off 100% injury rate. So at this point, guys are banged up in the season. Those small bumps and bruises that you've been playing through. This is a week where there's no game at the end. You're not pressing to get to that. Gives you a little bit of time to rest up and then mentally get away from football. Spend some time with the family. So when you come back, you're ready to go. Like Bill always says, when the season starts, you put all your stuff away in the drawer and you close it and you tuck it away. The bye week is a time to kind of crack that drawer open. I was watching.
Can you take everything out or just
can't
a
take
little
everything out? I was watching an episode of The Office, and Michael Scott hired Todd Packer to come back in the office, and obviously Jim and Dwight hated it, and they're like, "What can we do to prank this guy?" And Jim came up with an awesome plan. You rig the desk so that it only opens about 2 inches, so you can see everything in there that you want to grab, but you can't reach it. Dwight thought it was a terrible idea. So what Jim do? Did it to Dwight. They're trying to sign something. He's trying to get a pen. He's yanking on the desk. He can't get it. He sticks his hand in there, but he can't quite reach everything. So that's how you got to do this week. Open a drawer just a little bit. You can take a peek in, but you can't.
Did you think of all this just now?
Just now, right off the top of my head. You can reach in a little bit, but you can only grab the small things and pull them out. Those big things in the drawer, leave them in there till the season end. Then you can open that thing wide open, take it off the hinges, and dump it all out, and you can get to it.
Sometimes those big things are the type of things you just throw the whole drawer out.
That's true,
Whole desk.
But that's more of a personal thing. If you got stuff going on in your life, if you need to talk about it, we can handle that after the show. But right now...
So you don't have anything in your drawer that you want to just throw the whole desk out?
I got 3 kids.
So you got a lot of things.
I can pick one of them and throw them out.
So I'll get you that session first. I only got 2 kids, and they listen to me.
Halloween just passed. What'd you dress up as?
I was Olaf.
Good Olaf, bad Olaf?
I was Olaf, and I was a minion.
People can go to Instagram. They can see.
We had a great Halloween costumes.
Yeah, y'all all right.
Solid.
Yeah,
the kids were also Jasmine and Aladdin at school.
Halloween's only one day.
No, not for us. We do it all.
We were the Spidey family.
We got Disney Plus, too.
We were the Spidey family. Took an awesome picture on the couch.
You all didn't even have on your mask.
Yeah, too. Well, the youngest one, Kai, refuses to wear her mask. So to me, I'm not gonna make the kid wear a mask. She's still She was like
run your household, don't run around.
She was like the baby Spider Girl, all pink. Then Kaden was Miles Morales. Liana was Gwen Stacy. My wife, I guess you could just say she was Spider Girl. And you know me, I was Peter Parker holding it down. So we was all over. Bunch of candy. The tough thing is when you got 3 small kids, so they get the candy, we go trick-or-treat, and we come back early, then we're giving the candy away. And my thing was I hurried up and tried to go through all 3 of their bags and take out all the candy that they don't eat. Because we don't need all this candy in the house. And I take away, even the candy my wife likes, I throw it out. We don't need any extra calories for neither one of us. Throw it all out. Put it in a bowl, and I'm waiting for the kids to come so I can hand out the candy, re-gifting. Hand out the candy that they don't like.
Nobody wanted to come to your house.
After 8 o'clock hit, nobody came by.
Well, you know what was bad about me? So I was in a rush. My wife's always late. Everybody's dressed. True. So
Did you go trick-or-treating?
I was Olaf. London was Elsa. Braden was Sven.
I thought you forgot a kid's name real quick.
Braden was Sven. And my wife was Anna. Anna's the other one. Everyone's dressed. My wife's upstairs. She's got to put the pigtails in. She's got to do make. I said,
Makeup. Did she make herself look like Anna?
she did too much. I'm like, we're trying to get out of the house. You know how many houses we went to?
None.
2 houses because it was raining. She did all of that to go to 2 houses.
When you came to our house, y'all didn't even have y'all stuff to go trick or treating.
It was over with. We had been done for like an hour and a half. So in a rush, you know what happens? The guy that doesn't usually put the candy outside dumps all the candy. Big Tupperware bowl, nice size, perfect. Put it outside. We come back, Tupperware bowl gone.
Took your Tupperware?
Took all the candy and the Tupperware. My wife loved the Tupperware bowl. She walked around, said it's windy outside. The wind must have blew it. I said the Tupperware bowl gone.
Did she go
gone.
house to house and ask if anyone saw the Tupperware?
Nah, she just was walking. Didn't see it. And then, you know what she said to me the other day? I'm surprised we still haven't seen that Tupperware bowl get blown around over here. I said, it's gone. She said, but
you are the culprit.
She said, but they didn't have the top, so why would they take the bowl?
Put grapes in it.
Put
the grapes in
anything
the
in
fridge. If you're the culprit and you stole that Tupperware, we're not going to say the address, but if you stole that Tupperware,
you know where you stole it from.
Return it.
No questions asked.
Miami Dolphins got their first win. Cool to see. I mean, obviously it's a division opponent, but
I mean, we don't care about that. That was awesome to see. Shout out B-Flo, man.
Get his first win.
Yeah.
As a head
coach. If it wasn't tampering, I'd text him and tell him.
Nah, don't text.
Let's go easy on the Gatorade bath. There's only one win.
Don't text.
And I would tell him nobody wants to hear a long, sad story. So if I run into him, I could tell him.
He'd get a kick out of that. So like I said earlier, Nick Foles coming off IR. Guice in Washington's coming off IR. I'm happy
Got
to
him
see
on
that.
the fantasy team. Come on, Guice. AP just turned up last week against Buffalo. I'm going to need Guice to get it going. He's my sleeper.
I'm happy to see that guy that got hurt last year off IR, came back this year, was ready to go, be the future back, got hurt early, gets his chance to come back and show what he can do in this league. Talib goes on Sunday.
Are we surprised, though, about Talib? Competitor.
Says he's ready to play
I'm
right
healthy.
now.
I'm ready. Said we'll talk to Miami, see what they want to do. The man wants to keep playing. I'm not surprised by that. That's all. When we used to be in practice, every time he got an interception, he always took it to the end zone, always scored, and he always took every play in practice.
That's probably why he's one of the top leaders in interceptions returned for a touchdown in the history of the game.
Elite. Part of the ball gang. Shout out ball gang.
Yep, elite corner in this game. Karl Anthony Towns, Joel Embiid. I don't want to say Royal Rumble because, like, what do you say? Like,
I think the Instagram battle was better than the actual fight.
I think everybody does.
Yeah, I think that the Instagram battle was pretty cool. Social media, 2019.
Ben Simmons' chokehold was pretty, I mean.
We needed more Timberwolves to jump in and handle that. Cat needed somebody he didn't know what was going on. He didn't know what he was getting choked out. Wasn't even aware.
We needed a Jeff Van Gundy out there. We needed a coach out there clawing at the legs.
The fights aren't the same.
That's dedication. You know what I mean?
As much as we can complain, NBA has some of the most epic fights, though. Jeff Van Gundy, I mean, the Malice at the Palace.
Yeah.
I watched.
That was Chris Childs and Kobe Bryant.
Yep. Two-piece chicken dinner.
Shaq and Charles Barkley.
Yeah, that was weak, though.
Yeah.
But I watched Steven Jackson and who is it?
Matt Barnes?
And Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes, they do their own podcast on Showtime. And Matt Barnes said he was cool with having Derek Fisher come through the podcast. For those who don't know, Matt Barnes' ex-wife was dating Derek Fisher. Matt Barnes had left training camp to fight him. A bunch of stuff happened.
Google it.
Matt Barnes said he moved on. He got no problem. Steven Jackson sat there and was like,
heck nah.
He come up in here, it's going to be a problem. And if you watch the Malice at the Palace, you know if Steven Jackson said it's going to be a problem, it's going to be a problem. So I guarantee Derek Fisher will not be on that show.
He's where I heard the saying, if you're scared, get a dog. If you're even more scared, go to church. That was him.
You don't mess with him. They don't even mess with him in the Big Three.
No, they don't.
Dangerous, man.
Trent Williams and the Redskins, the saga continues.
Terrible situation.
The man says he played.
But you got to remember, he hasn't said much on this.
Yeah.
I read that he wants to move past all of this. He's even dropped the investigation by the NFLPA because he's done with it. He doesn't want all of his business and medical history. He doesn't want it all to come out and have to deal with it and talk about it all the time. So I read that he actually wants to move past all of this. He wants to get to the point, I think he wants to get to the point where he doesn't even want to play for Washington anymore. Just let me go, because it seems like a total mishandling. And then whether it was or it wasn't, a lot of broken trust, it seems like, between a player and a team, and his medical history and his ultimately his well-being, which, I mean, as players, that's what we all care about the most. You know, you want to, you know what I mean? You want to live and be healthy, but reports came out that he had some type of a lump on his head, and this was about 5 or 6 years ago, and the team told him it was minor. Then he kind of found out it was cancer. So, like, I don't want to, say it as like this is a definite, but these are just all the reports and different things that have come out. Seems like a very bad situation, and
hard to come back from.
And you think about before the season, it came out from his camp, he was done in Washington. He no longer wanted to play for that team, and it seems like he has kind of stayed true to that. He does not want to play for that organization ever again. So we'll keep an eye out on this and see how it turns out. But great player, like, we want to see him out there. Awesome left tackle.
For sure.
We went. I think I told this story in here before, but when we went out there practice against him in Richmond training camp, Trent Williams had his own cheering section and one-on-ones. Chan Jones said he went up there. Trent blocked him and said, you can't do that against Trent, baby. Own cheering section and one-on-ones. It don't get much more elite than that. That is the ultimate sign of elite.
Own section is pretty elite.
What happened in San Diego / LA Chargers?
I think it's The Athletic reported that there was a possibility that the Chargers were discussing moving to London.
Ooh.
Owner, last name Spanos, I believe, wasn't happy.
He wasn't a fan of that?
Nah, he gave a strong response. It's total boop, boop.
No, it's total boop, boop, boop.
There you go. Okay, we're not going to London, Spanos told reporters Tuesday. We're not going anywhere. We're playing in Los Angeles. This is our home. This is where I'm planning to be for a long time. Period. So, obviously, I don't foresee the Chargers moving to London. Could you see an NFL where there's a franchise in London? Because I got access, and me personally, having made the trip, that was 2 years ago in 2017 when I was with the Cleveland Browns, I don't see it. Like, the trip, 8 games on the road, 10 games, 2 in preseason, and you have to travel 7+ hours no matter where you're going, probably.
But the money.
Well,
might get a team to London.
Then
if you're not selling out, if you're struggling with tickets, do you go to London? I mean, so far, almost every game there is sold out. Some of those stadiums seat 80, 90,000 people. Is so, like, even when we went to Mexico City, I think it was 84,000 people sold out.
You're going to see top draft picks refusing to go.
You will see Eli. You remember Eli did it.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up in New York 2 Super Bowls later, 2 Super Bowl MVPs later. I mean, Hall of Fame might be calling.
Do you see the Golden State Warriors with a lottery pick after this season?
Definitely.
No Steph Curry.
Shout out Pascal, though. Pascal has 60-something points in the last 2 games, 35 points for his birthday.
Yeah.
But it's going to get ugly in Golden State.
I saw Draymond say he got a hand issue, too.
Draymond said KD left, Klay hurt, Steph hurt. I'm out of here.
They're going to get that. Hey, you get that high-round draft pick, and then next year.
You know who was talking trash
you get
already.
Everybody back healthy.
You know who's talking trash? Pat Beverly. Yeah. Pat Beverly told him it.
Said they've been cheating.
Said y'all been cheating. Y'all going back to who you really are. So, I mean, the organization seems like it's built to succeed, though. So even if they have a down year, like you just said, they'll get a lottery pick, probably get a great player. Seems like they got a couple steals with Poole playing pretty well. Mm-hmm. And then Pascal, they got in the second round, and he's a winner. You know, Villanova, national champion, he's a winner. He won a ton of games at Nova to go along with a bunch of other great players that Nova has produced. That a lot of them ended up being late round picks.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Did you see Miami Hurricanes defensive back gets hurt, makes a nice interception, tip pass?
I did not see this.
Yeah, gets hurt celebrating. And, like, nothing crazy, like, didn't do –
like a freak accident.
Yeah, didn't do an extravagant celebration. Just makes the pick, goes to do, like, the side chest bump
with his boy.
And when he bumps him, comes down on the ground, falls, leg gets twisted up underneath him.
Ooh.
Out for the season.
Are you looking for it? I don't want to see it.
Out for the season.
We've seen this, though. It's not the first time. I mean, I've seen
happened
guys.
To my guy, Stephen Tulloch.
Yeah.
Makes a sack, jumps up in the air, hits the turf, torn ACL.
You know what sucked about that?
Lamar Houston in Chicago.
Lamar. Both those incidents were on turf. I wonder if this Miami kid was playing on turf.
I believe it was grass.
Oh, I mean,
believe it was grass.
It's interesting. You know, they say some reports say about 28% increase of injury rate.
Yeah, Bubba Bolden.
We know it's 100% injury rate, but I mean, they say it's higher on this turf. So, I guess that's another thing. Shout out Baltimore. Field was awesome. They have grass, and it's kind of known you can't have grass in the Northeast. It doesn't blah, blah, blah. They had a very good playing surface out there.
Yeah.
Impressive. Got to take your hat off.
Yeah, grass in Tallahassee. Tough break.
Yeah, that's rough. College kid. You just don't have many games when you're in college. Like
tough break.
Bad landing.
Got to time though. And that kind of goes too though. Like
that's happened to me too. People knock me out of the air.
It's important to practice your celebrations.
No, it's important who you jump with too. Some people a little too aggressive.
Don't get too excited. Don't get too excited.
KV knocked me down against the Jets. Too aggressive.
College basketball tips off tonight.
1 versus 2, 3 versus 4.
I don't know who's playing.
Yeah. We got Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, and somebody else is in it. Top 4 teams in the country all play. So I'll probably check that out. That'll be a good thing.
Yep, you're
Kansas
right.
versus Duke and Michigan State versus who?
Kentucky.
Versus Kentucky. I should have known that.
Yeah.
Should have known that. Kentucky has a kid from New Jersey, All-American type of guy.
Speaking of college basketball, I'm just about 2 more chapters done. Reading Jason Williams, whichever one you want to go by. His book, Life is Not an Accident, a memoir of
on Audible.
Yeah, of reinvention. I don't got to shout Audible out. They're not a sponsor.
I'm saying, but I'm said reading.
Yeah, I'm listening, reading.
I know. So
I'm listening to Jay Williams' audiobook. Do you know why?
How many hours is it total?
I don't know. Do you know why he goes by Jay Williams instead of Jason Williams?
Because of the guy from the Nets.
So, twofold. So when
white chocolate.
He's coming out for the draft and he's getting ready, and they have a discussion. I think it was him, his agent, and his parents about just branding and marketing. And at this time, Jason Williams of the Nets was involved in the shooting at his home. And then obviously, like you just said, Jason Williams, white chocolate, elite point guard in the NBA. So he wanted to find a way to separate himself. But he didn't get a vote in this at all. His parents discussed it with his agent, and he woke up the next day after they had a small discussion and found out his name was going to be Jay. He didn't get to choose if he wanted to change it from Jason or what. He just woke up, and he talked about just early on in his career, his rookie year, and just his parents making a lot of decisions for him. Pretty good book in depth, and a lot of it is Jay Williams you put in kind of the same categories. Like, all right, he went to Duke, came from a great family, kind of the Dookie type of guy, and he goes a little bit in depth about his background and his family. So, pretty good book. If
How don't
you
you
get
know
a chance,
how many
check
hours
it out.
total
I think it was
is?
maybe 6.
Yeah, that's key to know. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? When you start moving up level, you start reading
Yeah.
the longer ones. Like I did a 20-hour book at 18. I'm reading like 2 short ones now.
It doesn't matter. It's just more days. I'm just
hey.
getting me a good read.
Group chat is the thing to do.
Got to.
And like you said it the other day, if you have a bad game,
I tell my boys all the time, if I have a bad, it's not even at this point in society, it's not even a bad game. If you have a bad play, like after the game, I don't even go on social media. Like until I'm over it, like, and really until the next day, probably after I've watched the film, now I can like put it behind me. Once I'm over that play and I'm over that game, then I can be on social media and see the stuff that people say to me, and it doesn't bother me. But I saw, it was like a beat reporter was just like, Jermaine Whitehead's effort tackling today has been really poor. So it wasn't like anything.
but there was probably
Multiple
a
things,
lot
for
of
sure,
stuff in his
for sure.
notification.
And he went off. I mean, obviously, we're a family-friendly podcast.
Yeah, we
here,
can't.
so
We won't even
I don't
repeat
wanna-
anything.
I don't
If you
wanna
want to look
repeat.
it up, that's up to you.
Yeah, for sure.
I just hate seeing.
He apologized for it.
I know. I just hate seeing young guys. Like, it was obviously a mistake. Like you just said, he
Yeah.
apologized. But that's life. Like, you make a mistake, that's a pretty big mistake, you lose your job.
Yeah.
You know, and he was released from Cleveland last year. Just so happened we played them
in Green Bay.
Hits David Andrews, gets kicked out of the game. Green Bay releases them the next day. So, like, those incidents, as they build up, people let you go.
They label you, yeah.
Yeah, it's just not what you want to see. So we got guys that know him and obviously wish him the best and hope he turns that around, gets another opportunity to play football because he's a good player.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
In the NBA, I mean, we don't see it that often. I feel like in our game, you see it a lot. Like, man, so-and-so just got a 4-game suspension for PED, blah, blah, blah.
DeAndre Ayton and John Collins, 2 big men.
Suspended 25 games, failed drug tests, PEDs.
There's so many games in NBA.
I know, 25
Suspended
games.
25 games.
But, I mean, it is. It's a quarter of your season. I mean, very similar to ours, so tough, man. Like, you need this to create an even playing field in the game. But just weird in the NBA
is that, like, and I don't know. I've never had to obviously serve for any of it or been involved in it. But, like, I've seen where reports, and maybe this is just what guys tell you, it's just like somebody gets suspended and be like, oh, it was just a mistake. I took X, Y, and Z, and it was just too much of it, and now I failed one. So it's kind of weird to me. It's like like you see the fertility stuff. Well, we're trying to have a kid, and it's just like if it was just that plain and simple, like, hey, I took this, then why is it that you get suspended for?
Well, they don't care if it comes up. Nobody wants to hear it.
Yeah.
It seems like it would make sense, but I mean, then you would be like I just said, we'd be having a bunch of long, sad stories that you have to deal with. So I mean,
how do we know who's telling the truth, who's not?
Exactly. Oh, we got a nice one this week, man. Comeback.
NormaTec
comeback of the week. Popeyes chicken sandwich.
No, we can't.
What a comeback.
We can't go with Popeyes,
No, I'm joking. Michael Porter Jr. When he was coming out as a senior in high school, top player in the country, goes to Mizzou, hurts his back at Mizzou.
Doesn't play at all.
I think he plays like 5 or 6
Similar
games.
like
Kyrie Irving-esque. But then he sits out all last year. One of the games he comes back, plays like 20 minutes, 15 points, 4 or 5 rebounds. Like, this kid is a stud. 6'10", can dribble the basketball, can shoot the basketball. I'm excited to see him go, especially because Denver is stacked. And they still got Bol, who they got on the same program, sitting out this year, I think, the whole year, and will come back. So now they have a chance to have a 6'10" guy who's like a guard and a 7'2" guy who's like a small forward shooting guard. I mean, you put that with Joker and, Murray and Gary Harris. Denver has a young team that can really be impressive. So,
do you think Michael Porter Jr. has tasted the Popeyes chicken sandwich?
Definitely. Buddy's like 20 maybe.
They're
21.
Well, it's a tandem. Come back of the week. Honorable mention. Popeyes chicken sandwich. Go get you one.
Yeah.
Who lost the weekend?
It had to be him, but we got to give it to Whitehead.
Jermaine Whitehead lost the weekend. Hopefully he regains the week.
Today's
somebody
Tuesday.
else
His off day. Lost his job on his off day.
Hopefully somebody signs.
Shout out John Witherspoon. Rest in peace. Last week passed away.
Sure.
Talking about Friday. Pops.
Bang, 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 bang.
Get to D.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
We're singing. And we're
Give me a high five.
Look up, Marlon. Say cheese. Yeah, for sure. Who won the weekend?
Willie Taggart.
Hold on. Willie Taggart, Florida State coach, he got fired.
Won the weekend. $18 million buyout. Let me repeat that. This man is getting paid $18 million to not coach the Florida State Seminoles. Can I get paid $18 million to not coach at Rutgers?
Oh.
When I read that, I mean, that is awesome. That's why last week we talked about NCAA paying players. I mean, it's a flawed system. You fired a man, $18 million.
And the greatest thing about that is next year he'll be back coaching somewhere as a consultant.
Well, whatever the buyout is, he better be a consultant.
He'll be a consultant. Yeah. Don't pay me.
Shout out Willie Taggart because he did it right. I'm all for that. They fire you, Willie. Get paid, baby. Get paid.
Get paid, young man. Get paid. Demario Davis, week
Double
8.
D. Doesn't get more passionate than this guy.
NFLPA Community MVP, surprises students at St. Louis King of France School in New Orleans with a pizza party and Child of God headbands while continuing his charitable campaign to raise money for St. Dominic Hospital. But there's a story behind this. So I don't remember what week it was, but he wore the headband, Child of God, and was fined by the NFL, appealed it. And when he went to appeal it, the kids at this school all made headbands that they wore to represent what DeMario was doing to show
awesome.
love and to show respect. And after that happened, DeMario decided their gesture helped inspire Davis to begin selling replicas of the headbands and donating all proceeds to the emergency department at St. Dominic Hospital in his home state of Mississippi. As of this week, more than $250,000 has been raised, with Davis personally donating $9,000 to this cause. So
I'm not surprised though. I know DeMario, awesome dude.
yeah,
I
got a chance to be with him in Cleveland before we traded him for Calvin Pryor, who we then ended up releasing. That's a whole nother story. I won't get into Cleveland Brown stuff. But anyway, got a chance to be around DeMario for a little while during OTAs and stuff. Awesome leader, just an awesome person, very passionate man of God and faith. Huge shout out to him as he continues to impact his community and do a lot of awesome things surrounding it. So shout out to him, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I think it's great though. I love that the NFLPA has done this community MVP because it highlights what guys do in the community. And when guys make mistakes, it's always blasted out. Everyone sees it. You know, you're the first to know. But these stories usually get, they're behind something else. You don't get to see it that much in the forefront. So awesome job out of PA. And again, shout out DeMario holding it down on the field and off the field.
For sure, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Another episode of Double Coverage.
The wrap up
with the McCourty twins. As you guys know, you can find us on YouTube, on iTunes, or
we made it.
Spotify, any of your podcast things. All you have to do is search Double Coverage with the McCourty twins. And before you watch it, before you leave that page, make sure you click that subscribe button. Before we leave, another thank you to our partners here on Double Coverage, Boston Medical Center, Embrace Kids, NormaTec Recovery Systems. We appreciate working with you guys. Thank you for everything. See you again next week. We're going to go enjoy the bye week. Pats Nation, enjoy your bye week. Do some traveling. Watch some other teams. And we're going to heal up and see you guys in Philly in a little while. See you later.